They only spoke to each other. Then one whispered, "I'm going to die," and did. Born on April 11, 1963, in Barbados and raised in the UK, June and Jennifer Gibbons were identical twins, but more than that, they were a world unto themselves. They moved with their family to Haverfordwest, Wales, where they were often the only black children in their school. Bullied, isolated, and alienated, they began withdrawing from the outside world. And then they stopped talking to everyone else. Completely. They would only speak to each other, in a rapid, indecipherable language they invented. Even their parents couldn't understand them. It sounded like English, but sped up, slurred, private. Teachers were baffled. Psychologists were disturbed. To the world, they were silent. But to each other? They were alive. Loud. Complex. Wild. Inside their bedroom, they built a world of imagination, writing stories about boys and girls with twisted obsessions and sinister fates. June and Jennifer were gifted, creative, and troubled. And inseparable. So inseparable that it seemed unnatural. Almost dangerous. As they entered their teenage years, the girls grew stranger. They would mirror each other's movements. If one tilted her head, the other followed. If one stopped eating, the other would starve too. They dressed alike, moved in sync, lived in rhythm. But there was a dark undercurrent growing. Their diaries revealed deep resentment. June once wrote, "She wants us to be one person. I am not Jennifer. I am June. I want to live." Jennifer wrote, "We have become fatal enemies in each other's eyes. We feel the irritating deadly rays come out of our bodies, stinging each other's skin. I say to myself, can I get rid of my own shadow? No. In their late teens, they began committing petty crimes, vandalism, arson. Not for money. Just to feel something. Eventually, they were arrested and institutionalized. They were sent to Broadmoor Hospital, a high-security psychiatric facility known for housing violent offenders. June and Jennifer spent 11 years there. Drugged, restrained, observed. Still silent to all. Except to each other. Inside Broadmoor, their bond became even more suffocating. Even the doctors began to notice, when they were apart, they improved. When together, they regressed. But neither would allow separation. They shared a belief, only one could live freely. They began to talk about death. About sacrifice. About who would go, and who would stay. Then one day, Jennifer said something chilling. She looked at June and whispered, "I'm going to die. You'll be free soon." They were preparing to be transferred to a less secure facility after years at Broadmoor. The doctors thought it was a fresh start. Instead, it was a final one. On the bus to the new facility, Jennifer suddenly slumped over. By the time they arrived, she was unresponsive. Hours later, she was dead. No injuries. No drugs. No medical explanation. Her cause of death was listed as acute myocarditis. A sudden inflammation of the heart. But there was no reason. No warning signs. Just the whisper. "I'm going to die." When asked what happened, June said only one thing. She had to die. We had made a pact. One of us had to go. The world was stunned. The doctors were speechless. June said Jennifer gave up her life, so June could finally speak, live, exist as her own person. And she did. After Jennifer's death, June began to talk. To everyone. She opened up. She made friends. She laughed. She cried. She told her story. "I'm free at last," she said. June Gibbons went on to live quietly. She still writes, still walks with the ghost of her sister in the corners of her mind. But what haunts everyone else is the question. Did Jennifer really just decide to die? Did the bond between them kill her? Or was it something even darker, beyond science, beyond medicine? They had once said they were one soul split in two. Maybe one half can only live? If the other disappears.